simplify your back-to-school shopping list. No need for a whole new wardrobe. Instead, help your kids curate a capsule wardrobe. It's a good way to not only save money, but a streamlined closet makes getting dressed in the morning easier. So with a few pro tips, learn to mix and match a few key pieces to create endless outfit combinations. Stylist Reachel Bagley with Cardigan Empire is here to help us out. And Rachel, this is something I think a lot of women are doing now, so now we're doing it for our kids.
I think it's even more useful for kids than women, because women, we might fluctuate sizes a little bit, but we're generally, we don't grow 3 inches overnight. And so if you can get the maximum amount of wear out of your clothing, it's really helpful for your budget. And it helps kids just to simplify the process and makes getting dressed easier in the morning.
We were talking about our boys and how mine spent all his money on a jersey, yours spent them on shoes. Yep. So, I mean, how many things do we really need to be buying our kids at the start of school?
Honestly, you can minimize it, just get them one back to school outfit. But I'll usually get my kids about 2 shirts, 2 bottoms, maybe a layer or a few accessories, and that really is enough. They've got some things left over from summer, and they're not going to be wearing those sweaters and those jeans until at least Halloween, if not Thanksgiving.
I totally did that when I was a kid, though, didn't you? I went out and bought my whole, sweaters.
And then you sit there and look at it, and you're like, just waiting for the day that, it's below 90 degrees.
But you're wearing a cute little sweater today.
Oh, well,
and it's great.
That's all right.
Okay, so let's talk about this. You can really just buy a few things, and you've put together some tips for us. So depending on what type of kid we have, these little capsule wardrobes. So we're going to start with the trendy tween girl.
Yeah, those trendy tween girls, they are so fun, but those little people have big personalities, right? Mm-hmm. And they may want to go big or go home on all kinds of statements. What I recommend is maybe keeping your base pretty neutral. You've seen we've done a lot of black and white here, and then just maybe have a pop of their favorite color, right?
Okay, so this, when we got shopping, this is kind of our capsule that we're looking at, and then here are some outfits that can go from those
different combinations you can make out of those pieces. Don't be afraid to layer. Don't be afraid to mix and match. Really get that full use out of your clothing. And the biggest thing is you also don't need a ton of shoes. 1 or 2 pairs of shoes is really going to be enough short term, because who knows if by Christmas they'll be the same size anyway. So.
And I don't know about girls, but my son will only wear, he likes one type of shoe, and he wears it every single day, all day long.
Yes.
So
kids definitely like to default to uniforms, and so you're creating some little uniform ideas for them.
Is that something where the black and white always, of course, is that something where we might want to say to our kid, what's your favorite color? And we kind of
I absolutely like to include their personality in it. I want them to be involved. I want them to be bought in. And so, your kid's going to tell you all those things whether you want to know them or not, right? And so if you can do little nods to their favorite characters, their favorite colors, their favorite whatever it is, they're going to be more excited and feel more confident going back into that classroom and feel like their inside self and outside self match, right?
I love that. Okay, our next group is the comfort queen.
Oh, yes. I've got one of those at home, for sure. She's a comfort queen all the way. And sometimes when we think of comfort queen, we think, well, they just gave up. They're going to look like they rolled out of bed and it's just going to be horrible. But I think you can still make it really fun and let them feel polished while still feeling completely relaxed. So with this one, we've done a lot of neutrals, but some little pops of color here and there, lots of soft fabrics, easy fits, but you still get some personality, especially in the accessories. You add in some little socks or some hats, or those little details make a big difference.
And this really could work for a boy too. We're not saying just
oh,
girls
absolutely,
on this one.
Boys love to be comfortable too. I've got a lot of comfort-oriented kids at my household, and so if you pay attention to the fabrics that are, if you get ponte knits and nice heavyweight, that sweatshirts that really aren't going to fall apart over time, it's going to last you for a long time. You're going to be able to reuse those a lot.
Okay, up next, we're going to talk about the preppy boy.
Yes. So I love a good preppy boy. I'm married to a good preppy boy, right? But a lot of times when we think about preppy, we think, well, does he have to wear a blazer? Is it going to have an Oxford or a button down? And I think you can make this just as relaxed and comfortable as anything else. So, as you orient into those stripes, some nods to the collegiate, you can have a really comfortable wardrobe, but a really fun, polished wardrobe as well that can kind of like dress up a little bit if they want to, but still feel completely comfortable.
And I like how you've incorporated the backpack there too. Like this is
the backpack's a major accessory, right?
It's like one of the big purchases.
For sure.
Okay, I love that. And then I think a lot of boys fall into this last one. My son definitely does. We're talking about the sporty boy.
Yes, the sporty boy. And the easy out for the sporty boy is they just want to buy one brand and wear it, you know, like they're a poster child or getting sponsored. And I think if we let them be the star of the show a little bit more, it's even more fun. So definitely let them express their favorite teams or their favorite sports, but also throw in some neutrals there because it's going to be easier to mix and match than if everything has a logo and a brand on it. And, you know, make sure you have some color in there. It doesn't all have to be black. It doesn't all have to be red. A lot of black and reds out there for the sports teams and a lot of bright colors in general. So if you throw some neutrals in there, it's going to make your wardrobe a lot more versatile.
I love this, and I love that you're, number one, saving us money, but the best point is that you're saving us time because it's going to be easier for them to get dressed in the morning, no sorting through all their clothes.
Right. It'll remove a lot of those first day headaches so that you can just get the happy, smiling kids out the door.
Where can we get more advice from you, Rachel?
You can find me on cardiganempire.com and on Instagram at Cardigan Empire as well.
She makes it easy for us. All right, thanks, Rachel.
Thank you for having me.